Hmm. What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready to go. I don't know how we got to Friday, but somehow we made it. It's all right. We got Hannah in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Andy, Bill, Brian, Cindy, Dragon, Helen. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kevin, Lauren, Lucian, Peter, Ray, Rick. We got Sarah in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Shane. Good morning to Tim. All my people out in YouTube land. Mustafa, good morning. Good morning to Dana, Beat Jal, all my lurkers in the background. Not gonna say nothing all day. It's okay. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. But couple earnings came out. Otherwise, a little bit light on news after hours. Nothing like we just need another President Trump speech to kind of boost us up. But let's talk about that day. Let's talk about yesterday real quick. The we said we wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice big red day retest. Kind of did what it did over here. Pretty similar, except this gap was higher up. Other than that, um, the Tuesday candle also a gap up. We tried to go bullish. They got slammed right back down. They ran right into that support from the previous day, 630.08, and we broke right through it and closed kind of in no man's land. We did retest some lower lows. That being said, yesterday we did very much something similar. This one we're kind of opening into a resistance. We pushed a little bit through that resistance. We got to the next one almost perfectly and just kept on selling. We hit the support, what should have held somewhere around the let's call it 632.65 zone. And nope, did not respect that one. Just came all the way back down. Ended up fully retesting the entire move. We did land at a support. Finally got some bounce. Came in very close to the end of the day, 628.93 ish, somewhere around there. And the close not terrific. So close. At least we had some bulls trying to fight back. Would have liked to see yesterday close 632.67 ish or higher. We didn't, but after hours pre-market, we are getting a nice little push. So now we're above that. We have two supports built in, albeit yesterday is a little bit lower than the prior VPOC. Not great. Good news for bulls. We are back above this candle, which is the one we really had to stay above, 633.27. So didn't do it yesterday. Today we're gonna try it. We'll see if we can use that one as support if we come all the way back down again. That's gonna probably put us in a choppy zone, but that would put us in 632.73 next support. 632 support after that one from yesterday. To the higher side on things, um, 635.32. Look for some kind of resistance around there for today. Otherwise, it is a gap and go inside day candle. Could get a little shaky. It is a bullish gap and go though, so a little bit more lean to the bull side than to the bear side. And we'll see where this week wants to wrap up. Speaking of weekly candles, let's take a look where we're at. All of this movement, all of the excitement that we've put in this week is still just inside of this bearish engulfing weekly candle on the SPY. So I think we have to figure it out. We'll see where this candle wants to actually close, how this candle looks. My guess is we probably stay inside. I don't know if there's a catalyst enough to break us out of the weekly range, 637.62. And then if we have a complete disaster day, look for 621.70, but that would be your range for today if we're going to stay inside, and for the weekly basis at least. And I think we're probably staying closer to the higher end of this one for now, and we'll push the can down the road till tomorrow. So slight lean for the bulls in the bullish direction. Look for those supports inside day, even though gap and go. Let's see if we get a little pullback. Let's see how the 633.33 ish holds first, and if it can't, look for support from really 2 days ago's VPOC and then yesterday's as well. We got Q's, same thing. Their close was a lot better. Uh, almost perfect bounce. We did not. We it was a retest gap. We did retest. We should have held 567.16. We disrespected it, broke it. We did come into some prior levels from back at this 560, 566 zone. Bulls decided that was the time for them. They came back in, and we did close above uh, Wednesday's VPOC, which is good. We also close above this one. We close almost right at it, but slightly above 569.06. Inside day from yesterday. This is a gap and go as well. Being inside day, let's see if we come back down. Let's see if this wants to retest this 569.14. But I'll have to give a stronger open, at least the stronger open award to the Qs for today. Let's see if we can hold that support and then rally a little bit higher. But inside day, we're going to use yesterday's range as our range. So 573.40 to the high side. You're going to have psychological level 571.74. And then to the lower side, we want to really hold this 569.06. Otherwise, we got room back to 567.08. So that's the ranges for today on the Qs, BTC, USD. Mustafa throwing out a ticker. We'll look to cover that one. We got Bitcoin is okay, not bad. Again, we knew this was a big resistance zone. We got into it pretty much perfectly, hitting that resistance. Now we're pulling back. The real question for Bitcoin is this a good actual breakout candle? From recent days, it is. Not able to get through the resistance yet, which I think is a pretty fairly strong one. Bitcoin, crypto, or Bitcoin, yeah, pulling back a little bit. Watch for the level we're at now, 116,474. If we start to break through that, you might have some bigger retest into probably this 115,477, potentially full retest into 115,213. Otherwise, pretty big day. Maybe it just needs a little bit of rest before it makes its path through that resistance. That we don't know yet if this is just a retest or that entire candle was a retest of the previous breakdown. So we'll see if this turns into a little resting candle. And then obviously we have Saturday, Sunday to put some more efforts in to see if we can finally get back above what should have been support, now resistance on Bitcoin. We've got a couple tickers coming in, so let's take a look. Cindy, first one. We got XYZ. Except if you forget the Z, it's just XY. There we go. XYZ with earnings. A pretty solid miss on this one. Nice. They missed by 1%. Earnings per share, according to TradingView, and then they got surprise miss of 242 million. Still reported 6.05 billion. Market is okay with it. Apparently getting the gap up on the news. Well, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to their conference call. I was busy, so I didn't see what they if they guided up or what their deal is. But for some reason, they're gapping up on not really great earnings. You do have some resistance in this one, 82.88. This is a retest gap. For the Bulls case, I don't think I'd be buying here, although that's a pretty nice break above pivot. I'd be concerned about some of the. I think I'd be concerned about some of the resistance all the way up to like. That still gives you some room. The high end 84.14 for today, but you could get resistance as soon as 82.90. Other than that, if you do want to be a bull, you're probably looking to buy the dip on something like this with that retest in there. I don't really want to see a full-on retest. That'd be a nightmare candle for XYZ. But 76.67 will be your full-on retest. Otherwise, look for some kind of support into like $80.65 for an attempt. No, I don't know. That looks like a really good gap and go, or really good gap. That resistance is a little troublesome. We'll get this one higher on the list. We'll watch it. We'll see what it does. I think if it, I can't go bullish at open. I don't care what the market wants to do. But if it could pull back a little bit, it might be worth a try. Again, those earnings didn't look tremendous. Didn't look tremendous, but the market just does its own thing, and that's okay. Let's see. We got Hood. Hood. That one looks like it wants continuation for today. Pre-market, it's already up about 60 cents. Still inside day from yesterday. Fantastic close on Hood. So we wanted to see some kind of close above 109.82. Not only did we do that, but we actually put in the VPOC higher as well. So 109, maybe about 110.02 for that VPOC from yesterday. Still inside day. This is Hood. retail favorite. Maybe it opens and just runs. If it doesn't want to do that, because then it would probably do that without me. If it pulls back to this 110-12 zone, 110.02, somewhere around there, that would be your spot. It does not have to happen today, but I'd keep that spot on the watch list to see if at some point it pulls back a nice gift for today or potential setup at least if it wants to have some profit taking very close to this high wave candle. But it looks like in a longer term sense, we go higher from here, finally breaking some really good consolidation. Okay, let's set a little alert. Actually, yep, we can set that alert. All right, awesome. So we'll look at that one. We got APP. Yeah, you know me. Uh, Fantastic day yesterday for App Lovin'. It did not look like it was going to be a fantastic day at Open yesterday. Yeah, they had earnings come out. Earnings weren't bad on App. So they did 21% earnings per share, almost 22%, and then an extra 34 million. So reporting 1.26 billion in revenue. I don't know what happened with the earnings reaction. It really did not move the way it was supposed to, and it looked like they were just going to probably stay put and kill off any of the theta in the calls and puts. Something broke on AppLovin yesterday. I don't know what it was, but even with this 418.49 would have been your next resistance. We broke through that. We got a good closing price and VPOC above it. So I think AppLovin looks to go higher at this point, and then we'll try to figure out how to get into this one. Small pullback zone 440.46. Otherwise, I think your next target, your bigger target, there's going to be a resistance somewhere around 461.16. But I think you probably end up making it back into the 494.69 zone. So for today, better spot for location for buying, I think would be off that VPOC. If we get that, it is inside day. Maybe get a little retest. 435.80 would be the spot I'd be looking to establish some type of position on that one. But pretty fantastic follow through. The opening was okay. We were gapping above some crucial VPOCs, but I didn't see that big move coming. That was kind of wild, especially with the market just absolutely getting crushed throughout most of the day, except for the last 15 minutes. Um, I actually like this sound gap a lot. It is up a decent amount for today. This is off earnings. Some spectacular missing on earnings per share. 103% miss on earnings per share, but they did come in with a 9.8 million in revenue. They're reporting 42.68 million. Again, according to TradingView, this one is a gap and go from yesterday. It is also breaking key levels. I think this one goes higher. I hate to chase stocks that are up this much, but I think this one probably, if we could at least get an open above 1326, where are we at now? 1329. I think you have at least room to like 1393, so there's some room, and I think a bigger target that we could actually see today is probably 1445 if this thing just goes again, another retail favorite, another Reddit bets favorite. There's going to be all types of resistance in the way up, anything past this 1391 zone, but um, that would be my target for today. If and it's got all the elements you need: retail favorite, Reddit favorite, great gap and go, clearing pivots. There's not much more else you want to see on a stock for Catalyst. The only thing that I would put a strong strike on is this thing is up quite a lot, and this market gets crazy. So we'll see. AMD, AMD, and then we'll cover Mustafa's ticker. We got AMD is gapping up. Also had a really good day yesterday. Way better than I thought it was going to be. It was a tremendous gap and go. I don't know. I don't think we really looked at this one pre-market for some reason. Not sure why, but really good gap and go. Fantastic looking hammer. Good volume. I have the Lux Algo volume at 165.92. That all looks fantastic. I think we even got a small pullback. Hardly. Kind of open and ran. I would have been looking for resistance around 171. I think we did look at this one. I'm not sure why I didn't take this one. But you got 171.59 is the first target that we should have had. We talked about maybe 172.80, and then we said a really good day yesterday on AMD would be somewhere around this 175.44 with an incredible candle. And I threw that as a not likely, but I forgot we were in 2025. Everything is likely in 2025. So the problem for me with AMD now is we've already run into that. If we could get up there, maybe we could break it. Inside day candle, would like to see a little pullback. Full on retest with really good support is 171.59 for now. Otherwise, small retest, maybe you get a bounce without hitting that actual support. 172.80, that's where I'd start watching this thing if we get a pullback. But you've already hit that resistance in just one day. Pretty wild. If you were playing the earnings on this one, and I actually know somebody that was. They played with shares, not options, but they were in the gambling mood, I guess, and so they bought some shares ahead of earnings. Somebody told them AMD is the best company ever, and they're gonna crush earnings. So 2 days ago, did not look like a great, smart decision. Now looking at it, they pretty much it didn't matter if they reported good earnings and they actually ran on it, which the earnings were good, but if they actually ran on the earnings, they'd be positive. Or you wait 2 days and you got your money back. So it's a free attempt at earnings. That kind of worked out. QS. Oh, and then I forgot Mustafa's. QS looks phenomenal. Minus the 20 EMA that is staring us into the pupils of our soul. But we have that right there. Otherwise, I love the fact that we are getting above $9.40. In a short term, there's not really much holding us back until about $11.27. If we go back a little bit further, there is a resistance somewhere around $9.55. After that, you got $9.95. After that, you got $10.73. So some of those could play out as some resistance. The other thing on this one is right now it is a gapping retest gap. So pretty big bullish breakout candle, bullish engulfing. I don't want to see on a retest. Maybe we get a small one. That's what I'd prefer. Small retest hold $9.42. Don't come back. Don't play silly little games. Come back to that 926 full retest of yesterday's close, and definitely don't come into this 890 in a short-term day trade basis. Longer term, I'm okay with it. So if we're looking for a swing, the closer I get to 890, the better. Other than that, for day trade, this one could. It's today Quantum Day. Everything, all these things go through certain days. Let's add this one to the list. QS. Let's get this one higher. I think this would be a fun one to watch. The quantum names. If today is Quantum Day, we're in that rotation. Hold on. I lost the cues on my list. I'm trying to drag it up a little bit higher. There we go. I don't want that one at the bottom of the list. I want this one higher. But yeah, looks really good. High wave indecision candle at open, 3 minute, 5 minute. I think would be a good play on this one too. Give me some indecision, and then we take a breakout. I'd be okay with that as well. All right, let me see. Mustafa's ticker was 3350. Metaplanet. He says I have an eye on it, trying to catch the spot for the coming rebounds. Metaplanet, it's a Japanese MicroStrategy stock, seventh biggest company, Bitcoin holder in the world. Why not just go for the first biggest, Mustafa? Why you better than that? Don't settle for seven. Um, looks like one, two, three, four, five. So potentially five wave count. The only thing I would question on that one is most of this wave four that I counted is just inside chop. That could still be wave four. I don't know if we quite broke out of this downtrend yet. Your 200's a little bit lower, somewhere around $777. Let me check the volume real quick. Yesterday was a decent open price. Did not hold the small level support, which is 1054. And then also as a retest, you got close, but didn't come back to this 974 yet. So I'm guessing this is open now. I don't think these stops have or stocks have like pre-markets, at least from what I can see in the US. But it looks good. I like the fact that you took out this candle. Next immediate target, I think would take you up to this 1138. That's going to be your resistance. And then if it has a spectacular run, I think you're looking at like 1200. But yeah, not bad. You have some signs of it. I think it's a little too early. I'd say if you come down, retest at least 972. Yeah, probably that 972 would be where I'm retesting. You do have one interesting spot. We did talk about this 996, and you did close above it. So if you can start getting some bounces, maybe it's in there. But strong, obviously move, and then you do have uh decent pullback spot. That's probably if I was to eyeball this about a 50% retracement. So not bad. I would like to see another couple of days of sideways chop and then establish some type of position on that one. STNE. Stone Co. Stone Co. Steve Austin. Uh, Good gap up on this one. Again, it is a gap and go from yesterday's candle because it is technically red. However, it's inside day candle. I think this acts a little bit more like a retest, especially being that we are a step away from the resistance, which is $14.90. QS is not quantum stock. They are developing solid state batteries. Oh, yeah, they didn't want with that fake name. They have the good name to ride quantum momentum, but they're doing the solid state batteries. Yeah, that's right. Um, Watch for resistance on this one on STNE, $14.87, somewhere up there. I do like the location that we're gapping into. The fact that we're taking out 1453 is solid. Longer term, this is the most important level for me. The fact that we took out this most of this candle, 1377. I'd like to see a pullback on this one. I'm probably not going to chase STNE. That's a nice gap though. Yeah, give me some kind of a pullback. Even retesting like 1425. I would need a slightly deeper pullback on this one. BYRN. So I would put some alerts on that watch list. BYRN. Interesting double bottom. You got a little double B. All of that double B is below your 200. We tried to get through that 200 once. We've actually succeeded getting some openings and closing, and it still just did not want to hold. Um, I don't love Wednesday's candle. That closed price wise below the last pivot. 2113. Also, that VPOC was lower as well. Yesterday was a small candle. It is hitting resistance. Starting to get above it now. A little bit of a potential harame in there. So, for just how you play the harames, really your confirmation is if we can start getting back above 2228, that would be a little bit more of a secure double bottom. Otherwise, I think we're just kind of hanging out for now. Not a bad location. So yesterday did retest the prior day VPOC. We did get a close above. So I would look for some kind of support 2115. I think if you start breaking that down, yeah, you could get held at 2080, but I think that's a little bit weaker. So might be worth a shot for a swing trade. I think you have pretty well-defined risk reward on it. It is down a decent amount after a nice little run. That's probably also probably about the 50% retracement. Again, just eyeballing that, maybe close to 618. So not a bad location for a bounce. We just have to see the candle set up, but so far so good. And then you have, I think your target on this one probably takes you about 2578. You will have to get through that and then through the 200, a whole bunch of moving averages to get there, but that takes us in this volume. Any closing above 2578, and that would allow you to stay in there for a little bit longer, up to $30.60. Maybe back to this 31.33, but potential double bottom. It's got some signs. It could bounce. I don't know if I'm there yet, unless it does a crazy day today. We got CoreWeave. All right, that one's had a nice little pullback. That one is starting to rotate higher. You do have a double bottom on this one. We are opening into support resistance. I think we're slightly higher than our first resistance, which is 127.26. Let's see where this one wants to open. It is a retest gap. Pretty much 2 days in a row that high wave candle will take out. So 2 days in a row of buying. This is also a name that can go kind of crazy. Give me a 3 minute close as a high wave candle and 5 minute high wave candle. We could look for a breakout. You do have a next resistance slightly above you, 128.80, and then a monster resistance at 133.43. Anything past that, plenty of room to play, and you got 142.51 for your next target on that one. But I would like to see a little pullback. Again, this type of gap is good, solid. I don't want to see it retest fully yesterday's candle. Not for day trade purpose at least, but you got 118.76. That would be yesterday's VPOC, also covering a full complete retest of yesterday's candle. I still don't want to see that 121.27. Worst case, if we pull back, watch 123.20, see if that holds. But I would love to see very, very small pullback, nothing crazy. And then I think that sets us up for decent potential breakout on CrowdWeave for today. LLY, it might be a failed retest gap. We'll see. LLY, just a rough day, a rough time in the market. What a Debbie Downer. Volume wise, we have a little bit of volume. Some of that probably got added yesterday, but 635.92, maybe we look to hold that. I think longer term basis, that's very, very small. I think you probably make it into this 586, 587 zone. So that still gives us about $60 further to the downside. Massive kind of breakdown for today. Yesterday was a pretty severe day, pretty massive move considering the candle itself plus that gap down. It might need a couple days of resting. So maybe dead cat bounce for today. Otherwise, even on this candle, your VPOC was at the lower end of this. So some bears maybe getting squeezed a little bit. If that is the case, I think your high end is probably 765. There might be some room if we're going to start squeezing some Eli Lilly bears out of here. Other than that, watch for that 50% retracement of yesterday's candle. Also, watch for the 618. Let's get this one higher on the list, though. Eli Lilly. Yeah, we'll see if some bulls come in. I'd rather almost see a pullback on this one, especially since we're right around that 50%. Get close to the low of the day, and then see if on the way down we can find a little bit of support from some of those newly trapped bears on this candle. Thinkorswim would like to access the microphone. Why do they know? Why do they need a microphone? Thinkorswim has his own microphone built in. I don't know. I'm all sorts of confused, but that is the morning bell. So everybody in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you've not done so already. Otherwise, again, I don't know how we